Okay, everyone, we are recording. Cool. So we'll drop down into our first pose, which is child's pose. You can have your knees as wide or as narrow as you like. We'll be here for just a couple of minutes, giving us a moment to land on the mat, to soften the body, and to feel the rhythm of the breath. Can you bring your attention to all the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor? The tops of the feet, shins and knees, maybe your arms and forehead. Noticing the pressure of the belly on your legs as you breathe in, Okay, I'm going to ease our way back up. Come to a seated position on your mat. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. Feet can be a comfortable distance away from your pelvis, so sort of wherever feels comfy. I'm going to land right here. We're going to stretch the inner thighs. So you can bring your hands down to the ground and focus on the sensation in the inner thighs. For some of you, it might be a bit tight. And you can support your knees with blocks if the sensation is too strong. And if you notice, the more you relax your head down, it can intensify the stretching sensation. So you can lift your head and be at the level that is comfortable for you, so that you're still maintaining a nice stretch on the inner thighs. Allowing the breath to fill up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. A nice slow exhale. And your breath filling up your belly, your ribs, and your chest. We have just over another minute here in this butterfly pose. Notice if you can soften any muscles in your thighs or even in your shoulders, and really lean into your bones to support you. All right, taking a nice breath in, easing your way back up, maybe guiding your legs back together, and we'll come to lie down on our backs, legs stretched out, arms down by the sides, wherever is comfortable. We'll be here for just a minute. Let the body rest. Feel the energy flow. And feel the rhythm of your breath. Riki doki. Bending the knees up. You can probably bring them into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and a rocking side to side, massaging those muscles either side of the spine. Then bring the feet down to the ground. And we're going to cross over the right leg over the left. So the ankle of the right leg is resting on the knee. It can be the ankle or somewhere on the shin, wherever is good for you. You might, and we're going to grab the left leg behind the knee. Maybe you need to lift up the head to gain access to the back of the knee, and then soften yourself all the way back down to the ground. And here we are feeling that stretch in the back of the right thigh, or the side of the right thigh, really, into the hip, giving that IT band a good stretch. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. And your left leg can be completely relaxed. Yeah, you can let that foot relax. And notice how the sensation changes if you lean your body weight a little bit to the left. And notice how it feels if you lean your body weight more to the right. Taking yourself back to the center and noticing that. And now you can stay where you are, or take yourself a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right with your body weight only, if it feels good. So we're not rocking, we're just finding either that central position or leaning our body weight to the left or leaning our body weight to the right. It'll be different for all of you. For me, it feels I get a nicer stretch if I'm leaning more on my left. Just a little bit. Yeah, not too much. We don't want to fall over to the other side. And when you found your place, can you bring your attention to any muscles that are in your thighs that are turned on? And see if you can turn them off. Because we don't need our muscles to be activated here in the legs. Everything can be soft and relaxed. All right, letting the feet come back down to the mat. Maybe readjusting yourself and neutralizing your spine. And we're going to take our left ankle or shin onto our right knee. Might need to lift up the head to grab underneath the right leg, underneath the right knee, and easing your way back down onto the floor. Your back and your head resting on the floor. Or if it feels super awkward, you can place a block under your head. And here we're feeling that deep stretch in the hip, thigh, maybe down to the knee on the left leg. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. Just about. Turn the timer on. And again here, maybe playing with the lean of your weight, either from right maybe trying it back in the center, and then trying how it feels on the left. And once you've explored the little possibilities here, find the one that feels the best and begin to settle yourselves there. And can you notice any muscles you could turn off in your thighs? Or even your calves? Let everything just chill. Just under a minute left here. You can also grab over the top of the knee on the bent right leg Give your legs a little scan. See if there's any muscles you can turn off or soften. Okie dokie. Bring both feet back down to the mat. Slide the feet out. And we'll just rest here for a minute. Feeling the echo of that pose ripple through the body. Letting the energy flow. Okay, we're going to bend the right knee, placing the foot on the floor. And then we're going to push our way to the left. And then we're going to bend the knee further. We're going to slide it out and tuck the foot back. So we're having a stretch on the front, the quad of the right leg. Here, your toes can be pointed towards you, or they can be pointing away. I'm hoping that's quite clear on the camera. Taking care if there's any knee pain. If there is any knee pain, maybe sit this one out and join in for the next pose. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So this pose is strongly targeting the right quad. So you should be feeling it in the right quad, maybe lower down towards the knee. Maybe some compression in the calf, having such a strong bend. And then maybe a stretch at the top of the foot or the ankle. And this pose is really great to practice some nice calming breath, filling up the belly, the chest, and the ribs. And a nice slow exhale. An inhale, filling up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Okay, now we can come out of this pose. Maybe you have to roll over to the left a little bit to release that leg. Stretching out the right leg, bending the left, bending the left knee, walking your foot back, up towards your hip, maybe pushing your way over onto your right side, onto the side body, tucking the foot back and slowly easing your way onto your back. Taking care of the knee. If there's any at any moment it feels like your knee is gonna pop or just doesn't feel good, please come out of this pose. We'll be here for 2 minutes. And soften any muscles in the legs, just even a little bit. You fit. So I've got someone on the Zoom saying they feel their thigh bone is twisting. And that would be right, as this movement is turning the thigh bone inwards. So yeah, that's normal. As long as the stretch feels good. Yeah, it feels good. Then you're okay. Yeah, nice deep quad stretch. Targeting sort of, I think, more the lower quads, towards the knee rather than at the top of the thigh. But that might be different for some. And a great pose to take a moment to focus on the breath. Having a deep inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. A nice slow exhale. Alrighty, our time is up here. Maybe gently easing your way out, using your elbows for some leverage, pushing yourself onto your side. Release the leg, stretching out the legs and the arms, wherever you like. It's for a minute of rebound to let the body rest and feel the energy flow. Alrighty, we're gonna roll our way onto our belly and pushing our way back up onto our hands and our knees. And we're going to do a sort of thread the needle position. So we're going to take, maybe just watch for a moment, taking the right hand up, stretching out and threading it underneath, bringing the head down to the ground, like the ear, almost, the ear down to the ground. Maybe stretching out the left arm. And here, seeing if you can create a bit of distance between the ear and the shoulder. So we're introducing a bit of a neck stretch here. Stretch in the shoulder. Stretch in the left side of the ribs. And even into the lower back and abdomen. can adjust your legs as necessary to make yourself feel stable, and that you can just sit here and let gravity help you. So if you're feeling a bit of pressure on your shoulder, it's great to use a blanket for a bit of extra padding. Your feet can be close together or wide apart. And if you'd like to change it up a little, you can take the left leg and step it out. And here we're coming into a bit of a rolling panda. So try not to topple yourself over. And just see how that feels. If it's not for you today, just stay in the thread the needle. Yin yoga always makes me yawn. All right, guys, we're gonna ease our way back onto our hands and knees, and we're gonna take it to the other side. So we're gonna raise up our left hand up to the ceiling, big stretch out, extend and thread yourself through your right arm, resting the side of your head on the mat, maybe creating a bit of distance between your ear and your shoulder by sliding your head and ear away from your shoulder. You can stretch out the right hand, fingertips or palms flat on the floor, and adjust your legs and your feet so that you can rest and feel supported. And here we're stretching the side of the neck, the left side of the neck, the left shoulder, and the shoulder blade. Stretching the right side of the ribs, bit of the lower back and the abdomen. And if you're feeling a bit of pressure on the shoulder that's on the ground, just fold up your blanket. Give yourself some cushioning. And for the last minute, you can change that by straightening out that right leg, either out behind you or somewhere out to the side. And this just puts a little bit more leverage on the shoulder stretch, and also introducing the stretch maybe into the hamstring of that right leg or the inner groin, depending on where you place your foot. Okie dokie, easing our way back the right way around and coming down into child's pose. We'll be here for just a minute, letting the body rest. Okay, we're going to slide forward onto our bellies. We're going to come into Sphinx pose for 3 minutes. So you're finding a place for your elbows to rest somewhere underneath your shoulders, maybe. Hands can be together or maybe holding on to opposite elbows. And finding that spot where you can kind of just rest in and on your bones. We're not using the muscles in our arms to stay up here. And here we're having a gentle back bend. If you're feeling any pinching in the lower back, try widening the legs. This allows a little bit more movement in the hip bones and the spine. If it's still too painful, maybe slide your elbows out so that it's less of a back bend. Maybe try that. If you would like to intensify the stretch, have your feet closer together. Drop down the shoulders. Maybe drop the head back, bringing the chin up. Noticing how that feels. Or maybe you'd like to drop your chin down towards your chest. And notice how that feels. And find your place to settle for the last minute. Feeling the compression in the spine. Alrighty. Sliding our way down, resting our heads on our hands for a minute of rebound. Release the back, release the spine. Let the energy flow and feel the rhythm of your breath. Okie dokie, rolling ourselves onto our backs. Actually, sorry, we'll sit up and we'll come into our final pose. Legs are out in front, feet can be together or slightly apart. You find your place where it's comfortable. We're going to come into a forward bend. We're stretching the hamstrings. We'll be here for 3 minutes. We're stretching the hamstrings, the lower back, and all the way up the spine. Feel free to sit on a block to help you bring the upper body forward if it feels like it's a struggle. And you can allow the head to relax and drop down. But if you feel that it's too strong or that you're getting pins and needles, lift the head up. Stretching the entire back body. From the heels, all the back of the legs, all the way up your back, all the way to your head. Okay, come back up and gently roll yourself down to the ground. And we'll have a short shavasana. Noticing the entire back of the body, in contact with the floor. Feeling the entire body soften, noticing the rhythm of the breath moving in and out. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes and rolling yourself over onto your side and easily pushing yourself back up to seated. And that's it for today's practice. I'm going to stop the recording and I'll join you all on the other side. Thank you.